Today I want to direct your attention to a brief part of the first letter of Peter, 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 13 through 17. This is where Peter, like Paul in Romans 13, 1-8, addresses the Christian's relationship to the state, to the emperor, to human institutions. And he says, "For the Lord's sake, accept the authority of every human institution, whether of the emperor as supreme, or of governors as sent by him to punish those who do wrong and to praise those who do right." And then he ends in verse 17, which is our verse for the day: "Honor everyone, love the family of believers, fear God, honor the emperor." I think in this verse, Peter makes a very important delineation or distinction, if you will. First of all, honor everyone. How are you doing with that? Are you able to honor people you don't like? Are you able to show honor to people with whom you disagree? Are you able to show honor to people you just think are stupid, ignorant fools? It's not easy. It's not easy to do sometimes. But Peter and God's word tells us we are to honor everyone. And then he says, love the family of believers. And so what's the difference between honor and love? Well, love involves at least some level of emotion, some level of affection, right? It's philia, brotherly love. So love the family of believers. That's, again, a even higher priority than just showing honor to everyone we encounter as a human being. Then he says, fear God and honor the emperor. And again, Peter here he's laying out priorities. We fear, as Christians, we revere, we fear, we worship God alone. Period. But we honor the emperor. In our case, we don't have an emperor. In the United States, we have a president. In other nations, they have a prime minister. But the point is the same. We show honor to the office. Sometimes even more so than the person with whom sometimes we have disagreements. But you show honor to everyone, including the political leader, but we fear only God, and we love the family of believers. And if you back up and you look at verse 16, Peter says, as servants of God, live as free people, yet do not use your freedom as a pretext for evil. I'm going to leave you with one final, what I hope is an interesting thought. Paul and Peter both write, at the time that they write, about how you need to accept the authority of every human institution, that the governing authorities are the ones who are put there by God. John in Revelation takes the exact opposite view. John in Revelation talks about the emperor and the leading political institution being an instrument of the enemy. And it really takes discernment, right, to know when do we obey governing authorities and when is civil disobedience called for. Martin Luther King Jr. and the Civil Rights Movement and sit-ins at lunch counters, that was disobeying the governing authorities, but we believe it was morally right. Dietrich Bonhoeffer in Nazi Germany disobeyed the governing authorities because he felt he had a higher loyalty and obedience to God. Discerning the nature of the governing authorities and when we're called to civil disobedience because of our Christian commitment takes some real thought and reflection, and shouldn't just reflect that when we have a president of a party we like in the White House, we say, hey, obey the governing authorities. And then when a president of the other party is elected, then we switch from being like Paul and Peter to being like John in Revelation. We don't want to be that kind of flip-floppy kind of person. Honor the emperor. Fear God. Love the family of believers. And honor everyone.